y'all doing? Yeah. So, they got music. That means it's over. You're right. It's time for me to, for all of us to be quiet. Let me just say that it's cold as hell in this damn place. Y'all feel it? I was over here freezing, shaking, and shivering. And I want to say to you all that, you know, I'm so proud to be here, to come all the way from New York City, being an activist, being a person that is often not invited to these spaces. To be invited into this room and to know that a brother like Ruben and all those who have put this event together, incredible people, incredible people have called us here this evening to have a conversation. So much has been said for me to stand up here and rehash all of those comments, these great things that have been said all the way from Edeline to Pastor McBride to Joteka Edie to Phaedra. It's been so, Phaedra Lampkin, I do know your name. There's been so much said already that for me to try to rehash it is really, would be unfortunate, because you've already heard the message. You already know what is needed. You already know what is being called upon all of you in this moment. There's a lot of folks who are so excited in a negative way and concerned about Donald Trump. Oh my God, Donald Trump got elected to president and folk just went buck wild crazy. They can't sleep, they can't eat. White folk calling me every day, oh my God, this is a trauma, what are we gonna do? We gotta fight him. We gotta stop him. He's just, no, and I am ready, sister. Where should I meet you? I'm ready to go. And I stop him every day and say, where the hell have you been? Where have you been? Donald Trump is the nephew, the cousin, the grandson of people who have been oppressing folk for years and years and years and years, and black folks know we've been through hell. America has been hostile to its people for a long, long, long time. Since our people were born here in chains where we had to breastfeed our slave masters, we've been through hell. And so for us, Donald Trump is just another one of them. It's just another opportunity for us to rise up. But yet, we have a new group of people who are ready to join us in this fight. And the challenge for those of you who are standing here today and this wind is blowing, like it was cold over there, it's freaking freezing right here. But the challenge for each one of us who's standing here is that what I am afraid of is that somehow we think this fight doesn't include us. You know, like I said, white folks running all over. And I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, if white folks are concerned, we need to be terrified of what could potentially be coming our way. And it's coming. It's coming. We've already been dealing with it. Nobody is shot down on the streets and left in places like Ferguson, on the side of roads like Sandra Bland, in this country like black people. Our experience in America is like no other race. No one has been here and been through what people of color and black people particularly have been through in this country. And therefore we ought to be leading the fight. But what has happened is that we have become comfortable. We got a little bit. You know, Silicon Valley is a place we didn't even know we could get here before. They didn't have a spot for us in the valley. They didn't have what I heard was $4,000 a month apartments here for us before. We could not even apply. And now that we can, what we're doing as a part of I guess it's more so us protecting ourselves. It is a survival method. We really want to just disappear and kind of be quiet so we can hold our spot, hold the line. And what we don't understand is that there are brothers and sisters that's in the hood that there, but for the grace of God, go each and every one of us that's standing here tonight.
Say your word.
And we could be back there if the wrong person gets mad at us over coffee tomorrow. So for us to leave our own and think that we don't have a responsibility to not just reach back, but step back and ensure that our own people are in pipelines for success, because Big Mama did it for us. She didn't have the education that we have. They didn't have all the tools that we have. But they used a little bit to ensure that we had a lot. And so here we are sitting here today, and what is the call? And there's a quote that always comes to me. You know, my sister's name is Linda Salso, and Pastor McBride knows her very well. I'm so cold, I can't even press the buttons right. The phone won't even come. I can't even press the password on the phone. I'm serious, I can't, you know, my fingers must be numb. It won't even open. But anyway, okay, there we go. Got it through. All right, now it's stocks. I don't know stocks. All right. So there's this quote that I often see, and I'm really going to be going in a second because I know y'all would rather enjoy one another, and you should. And really, you should be planning what does the revolution look like here, and not listening to all of us speaking. But there's this quote that I'm sure you all have heard that says, first, they came for the communists. And I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists. And I did not speak out because I wasn't a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists. And I did not speak out because I wasn't a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews. And I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me. When they came for me, there was no one left. And why that resonates with me is because I hear many of us, because I have the pleasure. How many of the ladies in this room know what the links are? Anybody in here know? Okay, so sisters that know. So the links is a bourgeoisie black network. That's the only way I can explain it. They probably get mad at me for saying it that way, but it is. But we do great service in the community, and you have to be asked to be a member of the links, and many of you will become one, for sure. They'll be calling you because you are the type of people that they're looking for, folks who have been able to succeed in life but still want to reach back and help young people and people in the community. And I have the pleasure of being able to play in multiple areas. So I'm a link, and I'm friends with Joe Taker, and she's got bourgeoisie friends, and they invite me to places like this, and you know, I get to go a lot of places and see a lot of people, and I still go to the hood, but I get to be in multiple spaces. And I hear us, I'm talking about y'all, and me, we have conversations. Right. And they say things like, well, you know, those people in Chicago, I don't know what we're gonna do. And when we hear Donald Trump say things about sending the feds into Chicago, some of us sit back and say, well, that might be necessary because I don't know what they're gonna do. And the problem with that theory is that they are not those people. They are our people. And if in fact they're killing one another, you have to ask yourself, if I'm sitting here in this expensive lifestyle that I'm living, and they have no jobs, the education system is destroyed, they've never been granted opportunities, what in fact should I do to reach out and ensure that they have what it is that they need? How do I allow the federal government to step in, and they're going to send in the troops, but they're not going to send in jobs?
Talk about it.
And so long as we, ladies and gentlemen, allow that to be okay with us. Because what matters to the people in Chicago is that the people all the way in San Francisco will yell out loud and say, no, not on our watch. Right. We are willing to stand in the way of allowing the federal government to send in troops to our people when we have not done enough to give them the resources that they need. And the thing that's important is that Chicago is all over this country. Our people are locked up in jungles and cages all over this country. So I believe that poverty is violence.
That's right.
I'm one of those people that believes that a good pair of Louboutins and a nice Chanel bag is my lifestyle. I'm about that life. I work hard when I'm not rallying and protesting. I have clients. I do what I need to do to ensure that I can live that way. But I take my bag and my shoes with me to the hood to uplift my people. And so the challenge is not to beat up on you. It's to ask you in this moment where the whole world is so concerned about Donald Trump, what are you going to do to take whatever resources that you have back to your community and ensure that the people that we've left behind, those who sent us here, because by the way, we didn't just get here by ourselves. Right. There's some people who made some sacrifices and didn't do it on their own so that we could get into this room.
Yes, true.
And we have to ask ourselves, what are we prepared to do and give? What are we prepared to do to ensure that our people will not be left behind? Now, Malcolm X has this quote, and you know, people love to give the history of everybody else. They talk about Dr. King, which, by the way, go back and study. If you believe right now that Dr. King was a man with a dream only, you need to do some more research on who he was, because he was a revolutionary. And he talked about the fact that we needed to divest our money from corporations that were not ensuring that our people received the justice that we deserve, and that's when they killed him. So they didn't kill him because he had a dream, they killed him because he woke up and understood what needed to be done from an economic perspective. But people love to talk about Dr. King and all these things, Muhammad Ghani and all of that. And all that's good. Rosa Parks sat in front of the bus, those things are great. But when it comes to Malcolm X, people are kind of iffy. But it's one thing that Malcolm X said, and you know, we just commemorated his assassination 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He said that if you are not careful, the newspapers will have you loving the oppressor and hating yourself. Right. It was a little more profound than that, but that's the point. And I think that that is what has happened to us. We've been so captured by white media, telling us who we are, selling us Beyonce and Nicki Minaj and Amber Rose and all these people as being what is successful, and then if you don't want to go that far, then the next person that's successful is someone who may not look like them but still does not touch our communities. And that is what they are selling us. And because we are so caught up in trying to figure out how we can fit into what society says is successful, we are leaving not just our children behind, but ourselves behind. Because it will not take long before the wind passes by you of the person who lies on you on your job, but they still get to keep theirs and you are fine.
Yeah.
Right. Say it again. It won't take long before the trumped up charges come on your job, in your workplace, before you sleep with somebody, brothers, that doesn't look like you, and you know that they were open to it, but somehow or another, when you didn't want to know more the next day, now all of a sudden you being looked at as an animal. It's coming your way. And the challenge that I present to you tonight as I take my seat is that I don't want you to have to call me. For real. Right. Georgia. I don't want you on the phone with the NAACP trying to find out who's the contact. Trying to call Reverend Sharpton, trying to find somebody who can stand with you. Because you really need to be hooked up into a network that exists already. So that in case you need to activate a war chest on your behalf from where you're standing, you got people, young people, who will stand up for you and say, no, I speak for them because they have spoke for me. So what I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen, is to think about this thing a little bit different. And I know, I think music means your time is coming to an end. I want you all to think about this thing a little bit different. I want you to think about it as It's not just me reaching out for others, but it's me reaching out for myself. When I was that young person that did not know whether I would have these opportunities, somebody spoke for me. And now I have a responsibility to speak for them. Thank you very much.